you have a I don't know, a routine you do when you pitch stuff, or do you have things you do every pitch, or is every pitch unique?
Yeah,
I'm curious how you approach that.
Of course.
'Cause that's essentially how you audition, I would think. That's
Sure.
your audition.
Absolutely. I mean, every pitch is different. Studio, the group, like I was involved in working on that pitch, but I wasn't in the room when they went out to pitch that. Partially, part of it is when you think about going out to in person. I'll say that. So pitches used to be only ever in person, of course, and then COVID hit and we transitioned to Zoom. And I would say in my experience, most pitches are still over Zoom.
Oh, wow. That's a bummer.
So oftentimes with certain projects, I have like a actually multicam show that I'm taking out to the broadcast networks right now, and we're doing those in person. So sometimes you'll be like, listen, we got to come in for this, And so with the studio, the guys wanted to do that. So it was the two of them, James Weaver, and then I believe it was the other three writers, Frida Perez, Alex Gregory, and Peter Hike, who are all creators as well. So it was like a big, and then Lionsgate, our studio partners. And so it was like 7 or 8 people going in person, and you're kind of like, not in a rude way to me, I'm like, I don't gotta go. You guys, you got it. Now, like this multicam I'm talking about, like that's me, and there's like a preamble, that like the producer will give about why we're all here, sort of a thing.
Oh.
So like I'll do that. It's a way just to sort of like set up the meeting of like what you're going to hear and why it makes sense for us and that sort of thing. So I'll do that like on this particular show, like I'm giving that, and that's me. And then the Madeline Blair, who works in our TV department as well. She comes with me, and then the writer and the showrunner of that. So every pitch is different because even just the makeup of who's there, you know what I mean, is different. And part of that is just how involved in the show are you. There's a pilot we're working on now that I can't really talk too much about, but it's very cool. And, that's been something I've been working on for 6 or 7 years, and I'm really like spearheading, but it's different with every project,
Yeah. Well, how much prep, I guess, do you do? Like,
Sure.
And are there different stages of a pitch? I guess I don't know. Like,
yeah, of course.
So are you going in with like a deck and slides?
Sure.
Or are you going in with like potential cast people?
Sure.
Are you leaving behind materials that they can flip through?
Right.
I guess I don't know how involved
of course.
that is.
Yeah, it's different for every project, which is such an annoying answer.
Kind of, but I get it.
But it's true because every show or every feature, of course, is both different in like taste and tone and yes, elements. Is it packaged? Is there a director and an actor already attached? So is it a spec? Is it a pitch? Are you having a meeting? Like, it's always different. And something like there was a sort of hour-long genre thing. We had been working on a TV show for a while that had a lot of like lore and mythology. And so, yes, you have a very robust deck that you're walking through over Zoom with people because it's it's a show with a lot of dense information. And so you're trying to keep people. Sometimes, you're just like, I'm going to talk at you for 30 minutes about lore and mythology and characters and journey. And so you're just like, okay. And having something visually to follow along with is the only way your brain can really like keep up with what you're hearing. And then even still, you're like, we will send you a version of this deck after, knowing that like, it's hard to totally digest in real time. So it's easier to like, you hear it, you think about it, you ask some questions, and you get the deck and you read more about it, and then you can really digest it.
Yeah.
So, but that's an hour-long genre show that's super dense, right? And then you have, a half-hour idea that's like a little bit lighter and easier, and you're just like, this is just about these character dynamics, so we're just going to tell you about these characters. Here's a little visual aid with potential actors for each character, so you can sort of think about, follow along in that way. And that's it. And then like you don't leave anything behind. So it's certainly different for each project. And yes, if something has, a director or actors attached, that's also different. Sometimes you can have them in the room or on the Zoom and, be a part of that. It depends.
Is it I would imagine it's different per studio too. You probably have relationships with these people at this point, and like what they prefer to a degree.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like, they also, the people who well are also kind of going to want to leave it up to you being the arbiter of like, what do you think this pitch needs? But that is, you prep pitches sometimes for months, maybe even a year. Sometimes it depends. Yeah.
Are you, when you go into these meetings, is it 1,000% clear what the meeting's about? Like
that it's a pitch?
Well, is it like, yeah, but like to what degree? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I quit my day job recently, and I just had
congratulations.
Thank you.
You're
it's
welcome.
so funny how everyone says congratulations to me, and I think that's so great. Anyways, and I met with another company like a week ago about potentially consulting with them.
Yeah.
But like I went into it and I didn't know if it was like an interview or like a meet and greet or that vibe.
Right.
So I didn't know what to prepare and how much to prepare.
Right.
So I guess my question is, when you go into this, do you know exactly?
Yes.
You know exactly what's happening?
Well, every meeting I go into, I want to know exactly what's going on.
Well, that's probably why you're a great producer.
Because I will prep beforehand. Do I need to read something? Do I need to watch something? Is there going to be a writer or director that I'm bringing onto that meeting that I want to make sure they're prepped for what's going to happen? So yeah, no, I don't like going into meetings where I'm sort of like, what are we doing? I also don't like going into meetings where I don't know who's leading the meeting.
Yeah.
Because it can get awkward and everyone's staring at one another going, so what are we here for? Like someone should show up and lead the meeting. And it can be me. It doesn't have to. But I will set up with the other people being like, so whose meeting is this? Or like, what are we... Like, we've got to have a purpose and we need to know who's in charge. And then that way we can give it some structure and we can get done what we need to.
I love how show business is the same as every company. It's a bunch of useless meetings probably, but also nobody knows who's running them. But to that point, like... Are you scheduling these mostly? Are you? Is Point Grey going, hey, Netflix, we'd like to meet with you. Hey, Apple, we'd like to meet with you. Or are they reaching out for general stuff too and being like, hey, we're looking to make some more shows.
Yeah.
Can you come tell us what you got?
Yeah, it goes both ways. But I will say, like, you know, we had, we'll have ideas we're working on. Our first look deal in TV is with Lionsgate. They're our home TV studio. And then we have a first look feature deal at Universal. So what that means is, any TV or feature project we have, the first place it has to go is one of those two places. And then they get to decide if they're going to come on or not. And, you know, Universal has distribution, Lionsgate TV does not, right? So once we take something to Lionsgate TV, if they sign on, then you have to go out to a distributor, a buyer. So that's like with the studio, we took that to Lionsgate. They wanted to do it. You make deals, then you go out to the buyers. And Lionsgate would probably initially make the calls to the buyers, and then we make a follow-up call to your friend who you know who's going to be in the meeting just to talk more about it. But all of this is in service of setting up the most successful, best meeting you can have. Yeah. So that, you know, everyone feels like they have all the information, both creatively but also business-wise, right? So that they understand if they're agreeing to something, what that could mean. But usually, you know, calling Universal, if we have like a pitch for them or a spec to send or something, that would be the executive to another executive there. And then, you know, the assistants come in and set the actual time or whatever. But I also have like executives that work at a financier or a distributor in features or a studio or a network in TV reach out and say, hey, what do you got? You know, let's have a breakfast, or we should just chat sometime about what we're looking for and what you guys are up to. So it definitely goes both ways.
Yeah. Do you like those?
Sure. I'm happy to do that, you know? Yeah. Hey, the meetings are my job. Like, yeah.